Okay.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the April 7th, 2021 Town of Colonie Zoning Board of Appeals to order. I believe everyone has a copy now of the March 31st minutes from our last gathering. We'll take a moment to review them.
March 21st.
20,
I'm sorry, never mind.
First.
oh,
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
thank you, Mary. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Tracy. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Our first order of business tonight is Morris Road. And since it's a new application on an old item, I have to read in the notice into the record. Take notice that the Town of Colonie Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a televised hearing on the 7th of April, 2021 at 7 p.m. to hear the appeal of Robert Cordell Consulting Services from the decision of the building department manager for the Town of Colonie, denying them a building permit for the premises located at 73 Morris Road. The proposed construction of a new single-family dwelling with 21-foot front yard setback is not compliant with the 30-foot minimum front yard setback required in a single-family zoning district, as stated in the Town of Colonie Land Use Law, Article 6, Section 190-24, 190-26 sub A, and attachment number 3 dimensional table for prior established lots. Upon the request for a variance from the provisions of the Town Code of the Town of Colonie, Chapter 190, to permit such construction and use, and a secret determination for such appeal. To protect public safety during this state of emergency triggered by COVID, this public hearing will take place via video conference. Comments submitted will be read aloud by the chairman during the meeting. Any member of the public wishing to listen and view the meeting, please refer to the town's YouTube channel. Good evening, Bob.
Did
Can you hear me now?
Ah, you're all set, Bob.
Okay. Kim, can we put up a site plan, please? Much of what I'm going to say was part of the last time I was in front of you with the two-family. So this is a raised ranch. It's a pretty large raised ranch, almost 55 feet long and 34 and a half feet wide. And it is located where it is on the property because, as I stated last time we were here, back to the site plan. Thank you. There's a very limited amount of upland on this property. Most of the property is taken up with Lyshakel Creek and the 100-foot buffer from the center line of the stream. If we look at the site plan that I'm looking at, right above where it says 54.97, the dimension line of the house, yes, right there. There is a kind of a curved line that comes to a point and then it goes back again. Yes, Kim, thank you. That is the limit of the watercourse buffer. Now, we don't have any room to push this house back in order to comply with the required front yard setback of 30 feet, or we would be within the buffer that we're not supposed to build anything in, from the significant environmental area of the Lyshakel. So this is why we're asking for a 21-foot front yard setback instead of 30. There physically isn't room on the property, and the area of the property that we're looking at here represents really the only upland on the property. We are going to have to go to the CMAB board and ask for some relief and some guidance on how we grade a little bit to give this house somewhat of a backyard. And we're pretty sure we can be successful in getting a limited amount of grading and clearing we're not going to be asking for much, but we are going to be asking for a little bit of help there. Knowing that we have to go to that board, we're asking your board, you people, to help us out with a 21-foot front yard setback instead of the 30, so that we have some room in the back of this property. Everything else about the house complies. The side yard setback is 12 feet. It's only required to be 10. There's plenty of room on the right side and plenty of room in the rear. As we stated last time, this particular piece of property was 2 acres, so it's very large for a single-family home. Can we go to a floor plan, Kim? The next sheet, I think. That's an elevation that looks at the front of the house, and the grade line is shown going across at various elevations across the front of the house. The dotted lines are hidden and they're below ground. Okay. Shows the footing and foundation and what needs to be done for the sloping site. The bottom picture shows a 2-car garage on the what would be the right side of the house. Can we go to the next page, Kim?
That's all I have, sir. I can. give
Okay,
you-
then on this page, there should have been floor plans.
I did. I didn't think I was allowed to upload those, but if you give me a second, I will call it up.
Okay,
Just hold on. Please hold. Sorry, guys.
well, I'll describe it as best I can, so we won't take a lot of time. It's a 3-bedroom raised ranch configuration with the front door entrancing in between the first and second floors, as a typical raised ranch would be. Upstairs are 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, kitchen, dining room, and living room. Downstairs is a 2-car garage, another bathroom, and a recreation room with a walkout basement with a sliding glass door. There's also a sliding glass door on the first floor, looking out the back. And that's to accommodate a deck at a future point in time, provided that the CMAB board gives us relief to put the support columns within the buffer area.
Mhm.
If we don't get the ability to do that, then that sliding glass door on the upper portion anyway will be replaced by a window. But I'm confident we'll get some relief for the limited amount of incursion that we want. The raised ranch configuration is, in my opinion, the most efficient way to take advantage of the sloping lot, slopes down toward the stream. It may be that we're not able to build a raised ranch. It may be that the elevations don't work and we have to have a full basement without openings in it. In that case, we would need to reconfigure the building and not have a walkout basement. And then maybe we need to raise the building up a little bit to get out of the floodplain. But I believe, and Nick Costa has done quite a bit of work on this to situate this house in a way that we think will work. If it needs to be raised up a little bit, then it can be. It's not a 2-story colonial. It won't be sticking way up in the air. It's basically a 1.5 stories at most. There we go with the floor plans. So as I said, the top floor plan shows the main floor. It's got 3 bedrooms and a bath. And then there's another bath adjacent to the kitchen. And the kitchen, dining room, and living room are pretty much open to each other.
Mhm.
Downstairs There's a two-car garage, and the two-car garage is quite large because it needs to accommodate whatever storage needs to be done, because I don't believe we're going to be able to have a shed. It would be in the floodplain. So that's why the garage is large. I really don't have anything else to describe,
Okay.
but I'd like to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Bob, very much. Nick, anything? Nick?
Sorry about that, Jim.
Oh, that's okay.
No, don't have any questions. I think it's a better plan than the one we saw originally, so no questions at this point.
Thank you. Tracy?
What's the square footage on the house?
1,800 and it's on the plan, 18 and 96, something like that.
Okay. All right.
Mary?
On the site plan.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Tracy. Mary?
Bob, it's been a long time since I've been to this location. I think it was back in December when I went. There is a current structure there now, correct?
No, there's
Oh, there is
there's a two-story building to the left that's a multifamily dwelling.
Oh, okay, that must be what I remember, because I don't believe that structure is very far from the road. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It doesn't have an 80-foot setback.
If we're looking at the plan now,
Mhm.
that structure is outlined just to
Oh, I
the
see.
left of
Right,
of the
okay.
building.
So this is going back even farther than.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
The structure that's there now has been there for many, many years.
Mhm.
And I believe it exists with the front wall of the building very close to the front property line.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought also. So I don't have any problem with this.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Kirk?
Bob, I don't have the prior package. So the difference from the prior submission compared to this one, what was the difference?
The difference was the previous building was twice as large as this because it was two identical mirror image units.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirk. David?
Bob, you said you might have to reposition the house a little bit. You don't have to come back for that, do you? If you have to move the house just a little bit, one way or the other?
I'm not going to move it toward the road. So I would like a little bit of flexibility, why I mentioned that. If the CMAB board tells me that I need to move it a couple feet to the right, okay. I can't move it to the left because I would be too close to the property line. I'm not going to move it toward the road because I'm hoping I get a 21-foot variance here. So the only thing I can think of is if they wanted the building to be not as deep, instead of 34 feet, maybe they wanted, 25 or 30, and we had to make it a little bit longer so it would extend to the right a little bit.
Okay.
That's the kind of flexibility I'm looking for. I don't know what they're going to ask, and I don't want to have to come back to the board. This is an area variance. It's for the front yard setback and the front yard setback only. I would like a little bit of flexibility to build a single family dwelling with a front yard setback of 21 feet.
Right. So you're short 9 feet. That's all. You're short 9 feet.
Yes.
Okay. I have no problem with this proposal.
Thank you, David. Kim, is there anyone else that's in our waiting room on this one or no? Nope. Okay. Michael, anything from council?
No, I think it's a good plan, and with the neighboring house being so close to the road, I think the setback is more than adequate at 21. So
Mhm. Good. Well, thank you then. All right. Seeing there's no more questions. Yes, Mary.
No, I was going to make a motion.
Oh, okay, Mary. Mary
Um,
will make the motion to grant the variance.
Correct.
Okay, I'll second that.
Thank you, Kirk. We'll move to a vote. Member Vigiani?
With the motion,
Thank you, Member Swanson.
With the motion,
Thank you, Member Nardilillo.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Hung.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Rosenthal.
With the motion.
Thank you. The chair votes with the motion. It's hereby unanimously approved. And Bob, thank you for your patience and coming back to the board with a single-family residence in a
Thank you very
single-family
much.
zone. Thank you, sir, very much.
Appreciate the time. Thank you. Have a
Thank you,
nice
Bob.
night.
You too.
Next up is 67 Donna Drive. Take notice that the Town of Colonie Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a televised hearing on the 7th of April, 2021 at 7 p.m. to hear the appeal of Francis and Anthony Zumbolo from the decision of the building department manager for the Town of Colonie, denying them a building permit for the premises located at 67 Donna Drive. The proposed construction of a 16 by 16-foot deck with a 17-foot rear yard setback is not compliant with the 25-foot rear yard setback required in a single-family residential zoning district as stated in the Town of Colonie Land Use Law, Article 6, Sections 190-24, 190-25, and 190 Attachment Number 2 Dimensional Table. On the request for a variance from the provisions of the Code of the Town of Colonie, Chapter 190, to permit such construction and use, and a seeker determination for such appeal. To protect public safety during the state of emergency triggered by COVID-19, this public hearing will take place via video conference. Comments submitted will be read aloud by the chairman during the hearing, and any member of the public wishing to listen and to view the meeting, please visit the town's YouTube site. We have the affidavit of publication on record here, and this is a type 2 seeker requiring no further review by us. Mr. and Mrs. Zumbolo, good evening. You got to unmute.
That should work.
Thank you. You want to give us a brief description as to what you're hoping to accomplish?
What we're trying to do is to add a deck to the rear of our house and tuck it in an alcove next to the dining area, and it will not extend beyond the house on the side, and it'll meet those requirements for setback on the side. The complication is in the rear, since it's a fairly shallow lot, in order to we can't accommodate the 25-foot setback, quite frankly, anywhere on the property for a deck. So we're looking for some relief in order to put a deck of some useful size on the rear of the building and make it conform with pretty much the rest of the neighborhood, especially those houses on East Alfred that abut, the backyards abut this, so that it'll conform and it'll fit nicely with the rest of the properties and their decks and porches in the rear.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, we'll move to some questions by the board members. David?
I don't have any questions. I think it's a good plan.
Okay, thank you. Kirk?
How do you choose this location for the deck? It's on the right side of the house. What happened to the left side?
Because the patio doors that come out of the house face right to where the deck would go right now. And it tucks in nicely there within the confines of the existing structure.
Okay, all right, good, thank you.
Thank you. Mary?
Sorry
Mary?
about that. I
Okay.
have, I would like to wait and hear if there
Okay.
are any concerns from the neighbor.
Mhm. Understood. Tracy?
I was wondering if you had heard from your neighbors, specifically the ones directly behind your house.
We have heard nothing from
Okay.
anyone.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
Thank you. Nick?
No, I don't think I have any questions. Just Mr. Zambolo, just to be clear, you said you haven't heard anything, but have you discussed it with any of them, or you haven't even had discussions with them?
We have not had any discussions with any of the neighbors. We just moved in 8 months ago. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, haven't even met most of the neighbors. So
Okay. And
given the winter months and the COVID, we've pretty much been isolated indoors.
sure. Can you just describe what it actually looks like? It looks that there's a small, I think it was labeled as a conservation area, and then a stockade fence. So can you see your neighbor to the rear?
Yes, it's a conservation area across the back, a 10-foot conservation easement completely across the back, where the builder had to put in numerous trees in order to buffer the rear lots. Obviously, at the
Yes.
moment, they're not fully grown in, but they will over time. The neighbor in the rear has a the chain link fence. It's not an 8-foot stockade fence. It's about a 4-foot chain link fence in the rear.
Okay.
And yes, we can see into their backyard.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. No other
You're
questions,
welcome.
Chairman.
Nick, thank you for bringing that up because the town planning folks wanted to remind us about the sensitivity of the conservation area, that, you know, you have to be mindful of it and not put anything in it or dirt or anything to that effect. So,
Yeah.
Correct.
Kim, anyone signed up from the public to comment on this one?
Oh, sir.
Okay. Michael, counsel.
I have no problem. Obviously, the lot size is the issue. There's no deck on the property and the location matches their exit door, so I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hearing none, how about we entertain a motion for a vote to approve the variance?
Chairman, I'll make the motion to
Thank you, Tracy.
approve the
Is there a
variance.
Okay.
Kirk?
A second.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kirk. We'll move to a vote then. Member Rosenthal?
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Hong.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Nardilillo.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Swanson.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Vigiani.
With the motion.
Thank you. The chair votes with the motion. It's hereby unanimously approved. And congratulations and thank you and good luck with the deck.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, our last item tonight is 4198 River Road. Take notice that the Town of Colonie Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a televised hearing on the 7th of April, 2021 at 7 p.m. to hear the appeal of Todd Drake from the decision of the building department manager for the Town of Colonie, denying him a building permit for the premises located at 4198 River Road. The proposed construction of a 30 by 40 foot 2-car detached garage with carport and second floor storage area in a front yard with 103.6 plus or minus feet front yard setback is not compliant with the prohibition of an accessory structure in a front yard in a single family zoning district as stated in the Town of Colonie Land Use Law, Article 6, Section 190-24, Section 190-26, sub C, sub 4, attachment number 3 dimensional table for prior established lots upon the request for a variance from the provisions of the Code of the Town of Colonie, Chapter 190, to permit such construction and use and a seeker determination for such appeal. To protect public safety during the state of emergency triggered by COVID-19, this public hearing will take place by video conference. Public comments will be submitted by email, and comments submitted will be read aloud by the chairman. Any member of the public wishing to listen to view the meeting, please refer to the town's YouTube site. So we have the affidavit of publications on record, and this is deemed a type 2 seeker requiring no further review. Mr. Drake, good evening.
Good evening.
Want to describe to us a little overview of what you hope to accomplish?
We're just looking to build an accessory garage. The only reason this came about is because of the topography of the yard. The contours of the hill made it a little bit difficult to put it directly in line, even to the front of each structure. So it made a little more sense, just in keeping with the natural contour of the land, to put it a hair in front. As you can see, that the house and the proposed structure sit over 100 feet off the road. So the only reason, like I said, frankly, was just to make it a little bit better in terms of not having to shape the land so much and dig into what is kind of a real wet area. So that's how this came about.
Thank you. Why don't we start with Nick? Any questions?
No, I don't think I have any real questions or concerns. You're pretty far from your neighbors here, Mr. Drake, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so have you had any concerns from neighbors on any side about this?
I did speak with them about it. They said that they were happy with the construction of our house, which was recently built. They thought we would do the same level of quality on this one, and they seemed to be, well, they said they were okay with it.
Okay, yeah, in that case, I don't have any further questions, Chairman.
Thank you, Nick. Tracy?
If you don't mind me asking, what do you plan to use the garage for?
Just our stuff.
Like just for storage?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mary?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Kirk?
So So are you going to build like a short driveway leading to this two garage door?
No, it's
From
already
the-
on the driveway that's there.
Okay.
That area where you see between the two houses, or well, excuse me, between the two structures is just kind of a gravel area. I don't have a paved driveway.
Okay.
so it-
Okay.
Yeah, it would just, the doors face each other, so it would just
Oh,
utilize the existing. That was the point of putting it there because it's already an access.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
Good.
that the surveyor has it exactly with the gravel, but it's almost like a little area,
Okay. All right. Now I get it. It's a gravel driveway.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Thanks.
thank you, Kirk. David?
I have no questions. I think it looks like a nice plan and you can utilize you're going to utilize your upstairs for storage. And I think it's a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. We don't have an attic in this house and we quickly learned that you need one.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. The holiday decorations and what have you. So we thought it would make sense.
Yep. Good plan.
Thank you, David. Kim, anyone? Not blessed. Okay. Michael, anything?
I have no problem with the application. The relief is de minimis, the topography of the house. He's got a large lot. He's set back and set sideline from the neighbors is substantial. I have
Thank you. The Planning and Economic Development folks just wanted to let the applicant know that he should include the floodplains on his on the plot plan, just so they know there's a floodplains there, I guess. So just something to keep in mind.
I guess I'm not clear on that because we're not in the floodplain, which would be across the road.
Yeah.
It's below the bike path, as far as I know. We're 20
Yeah, well,
feet above that or something, or 16
right.
feet above that. I don't really know. I mean, it wasn't on this is the original one we used to build the house.
No.
I don't
Like I
know
say-
how to, is there something we need to resubmit?
No, I don't think so. They're just, they wanted you to be made aware of it, I think is what they, Kim, maybe, can we share that memo with Mr. Drake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
We'll
of
send you the
course.
memo,
Yeah.
Great.
just so you
I'll
have
take
it
a
for
look
your
at it.
records. Okay?
Yep, thank you.
All right. Anything else on this case? Hearing none. Who?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve this
Thank you.
variance.
Thank you,
I'll
Kirk.
second it.
Thank you, David. We will move to a vote. Member Vigiani?
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Swanson.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Nardilillo.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Hung.
With the motion.
Thank you, Member Rosenthal.
With the motion.
Thank you. The chair votes for the motion. It's hereby unanimously approved. Good luck and congratulations and with your new home and new garage.
Thank you so much.
Okay, have a nice evening.
Have a good night.
Thank
Is
you.
there any further business to come before the board? Kim's not saying no. We will entertain a motion to adjourn to our next meeting is when, Kim?
It is April 21st.
April 21st, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And we have on that
We have
meeting,
4 cases so
four
far.
cases, 2 adjourned cases and 2 new cases. So it should be an interesting meeting, to say the least.
Yeah.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Mary
Oh,
had her
Mary.
hands up and then Nick had his hand up right after
Okay.
Mary. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are hereby adjourned. Thank you very much, and we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Very efficient.